Episode 16. 16 weeks in a row.
Hey, buddy, we've been knocking these shits out week after week after week. Goddamn, that's what's up.
Yeah, consistency, right? That's what we gotta do.
That's what they be saying.
Game. That's the game, bro. Consistency.
16 early, bro, because I was listening to Joe Budden, man. He had goddamn 550, 560 something.
Oh, yeah, he's a boss. He's a boss in the podcast game. You know what it is. I am Flacs. Check out my sites. Lucid Perspective, silversyndicate.org. You already know. King Author in the building.
What up, what up? Y'all see the background, 2020 faces. It's Halloween. It's goddamn home run season. MV Grindstones 2023 be coming back and goddamn Cuddy app. Download the Cuddy app. You know what time it is. Bar with your fingertips right now. Goddamn gone. How you been, Flacs, man? What's going on with you?
Not much, bro. It's another show. We here. We got, we got good people coming through. We got business people. We got smart people. People in the community doing big things. We got my boy Reggie
with us, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We got Reggie, Ralph. We go way back in the SOC days. This is like 2009, 2010.
Help desk.
Yep. Secure Operations Center represent. Shout out everybody from back in the day. What's going on,
Sound like we about to nerd out a little bit.
Yeah, this might be one of those episodes. What's going on, Reg? How you been?
I'm good, man. Can't complain, man. Another 6 feet, another day above dirt. 6 feet, man.
That's what's up.
Damn right.
Like that.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, like your history, work history, what you're about, and give us a little figure shit out moment. What was your figuring shit out moment?
Yeah, man. Once again, my name Reggie Ralph, man. Shoot, I still ain't figured it out. I'm still working on that,
Facts.
Like DMX said, Cisco said, what they really want. I still don't know what they want.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. It was coming. A little inside joke. I know it was coming.
Yeah. But for real, yeah, man, I'm just a kid from the trailer park, man, to be honest with you, Franklin, Virginia, man, and I'm still trying to figure it out, still, there's always room for growth, man, I tell you that, man, just kid coming from the trailer park, man, Southampton Meadows, man,
Word.
Trailer park kid, Franklin, Virginia, how far is that from where you live now?
About an hour.
So you still in
On
Virginia?
the other side of Suffolk. Yep, still in Virginia.
Oh, Suffolk,
Okay.
Okay. I remember back in the day, and correct me if I'm wrong, this may not be your first business venture, but you used to fix Xboxes for money.
Yeah, I used to.
And you was caking, right? Because like mad people at the help desk would come to you. I think you was fixing them, you was modding them, you was doing all type of shit.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, and it is. I had to learn. Like that's like my basis of learning, not necessarily cybersecurity, but just IT in general. I stayed up so I used to work at Best Buy, Circuit City.
Okay. Oh,
and,
wow.
This
shit,
guy,
goddamn. Okay.
Yeah, Circuit City, long time ago. Guy came in there, he was like, man, I already got the Madden. I'm like, dog, Madden don't come out until another week or two. So I'm like, all right. So I do my Google research. Google wasn't big back then, but I did my research. It was like modding Xboxes, downloading video games before they come out. I was like, all right, well, I'll do that. I'll try that out. So I stood up I think I stayed up like a whole 24 hours learning that process, like buying different stuff and, staying up a whole 24 hours learning command line. Like I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but I eventually figured it out. So download the game. I would charge people $25, wasn't nothing to me. I downloaded, played the disc, and it worked. So I'll say this, only issue you had, like if you wanted to play online, they can detect if you got a game beforehand, or they can tell you got a modded system. And they ban you from live. But it wasn't a big deal for me because, I wasn't playing online anyway. So I really didn't care. It was more like for the other people.
So you were copying the games?
No, I didn't have the game. It's like people, so it's real. The dual layer disc, they're like 8.5 gigabytes far as how big they are. Right. So what you would do is you could download the game in pieces, in parts. They will break down the game down. You can download in parts. Like 1 gig here, 1 gig here. Right, and at the end, you can just merge them together and put them on a dual layer disc, and you can play them, and just basically like that.
Word.
Okay, so all right, figuring shit out, folks. What is a
right?
Bro said he downloaded his own game. Like that's wild sauce. What you mean by module, right?
Or mod?
So, yeah, mod. So what you would do is there are certain things. So. You would take the CD-ROM drive, and the drive would kind of detect if it was a real disc or not. Meaning real disc came from the manufacturer. Right. So in order for it to read that, you would go in, kind of take the drive apart, that means you would have to know what type of drive it was in the Xbox. You had to take it apart, mod the coding or basically the code, and so it could read, basically downloaded games or read that disc, and then you could play it, and that was it. Basically,
So
just stuff.
he said did a 24 of them things, right?
24 hours.
Listen to me. Some young boy came and was like, I tell people all the time about if you want to be in tech, they say they want to be in tech. I say, dog, to learn or to be kind of good at what you're gonna do, if you ain't willing to miss a meal to figure out this issue early on, it ain't for you. A young boy came and was like, what about, I want to be in tech. I said, bro, if you ain't willing to sit there and goddamn dig through this stuff and figure it out to get that eureka moment.
Exactly.
Like when you miss that meal, when you miss them 2 meals, the shit still sitting right there beside you. But you want to figure this goddamn gonna code out when that shit, when you then crack it and get it, and you goddamn jump up and say goddamn kiss my ass.
Right.
I mean, like, you gotta have that 24 hours, dog, on one problem. But once you learn it though, it was game over, right?
Yeah, it was a wrap from there because like after that, people would come to me, one, to fix the Xbox, and then two, I would have the game already, so I would charge them $30, which the games at that time was $60. And then I was cut it half off, and then it wasn't an issue with me. If this didn't work, I just remade them another one, one that worked.
Because it didn't cost you nothing to they ain't gonna redo it for real.
Right. I didn't have to remod the Xbox. It's just I had to burn the disc over again.
Intellectual property is a mother.
right. And that's funny because it's like it's crazy. Like you were caking over there. I remember. I didn't have an Xbox. I was PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't even messing with all that. But that's what's up. So did that learning that and then dealing, doing, I guess, having a little side business, did that then go into what RMR is, or did that give you the idea for RMR Technical Solutions?
Yeah, really it did because, and then it kind of rolled over. It kind of, with business, you got to evolve with the time. So at that time, everybody was playing Xbox. They had time on their hands and, that was good. But after a while, people started getting iPhones, and I knew iPhones, people would drop the phone, and the screen would crack. So that's when I would go in, learn, buy the screen real cheap, eBay or whatever have you, download, get it, take it apart, and then put it back together. Which they were charging, Apple was charging $150, but I would just charge $60. They were gonna use the same part, and then it don't take me, once you learn it, probably take me an hour.
Gosh, man.
No, that's what's up. I remember trying to do that one. So I had an Android, right? Was it an Android? It was a HTC, and I cracked the screen. I like HTCs. They felt it was like real metal. It didn't feel like plastic or whatever. Cracked the screen. I got all the shit. Tried to do it myself, right? You buy all the pieces. You buy the little screwdriver, whatever. Everything worked perfectly. Replaced the glass. It was good to go. When I went to close it, that bitch would not close. It was like it wouldn't. And then I don't know how, but I eventually got it closed. But it was still like a lump or something inside was folded wrong, and it wouldn't seal back. So like my phone worked, but like if you look on the side, that shit was like trying to break apart. But yeah, no, I never fuck with a phone after that. Cause I was like, bro, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I must have just put a wire in there wrong or something. But that's
I think everybody didn't try to change the screen before. I had a messed up iPad.
Oh, did you? Yeah, you tried it? Yeah. I should have took it to red. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up.
Real techy anyway.
Word. So what's good? So what's RMR doing now? Like, how have you grown since then? Like, what's the status?
So I still have RMR, which is RMR Technical Solution. I kind of do IT work. So I go to different churches and then help them with their technical support.
Nice.
Basically, make sure their live stream is good, set their stuff up, cameras and stuff like that. So that's what I do for the RMR side. But then also I kind of merged with another guy, one of good business partner of mine that I met through my son. He was just going to his house. He was going to tell him about cybersecurity, and then he was like, "Hey, well, my dad worked in cybersecurity," and then we just started rapping from there. So he had a company that he started too, where it helps minorities and, of course, women to get in the cybersecurity field. Nice. So we I'm kind of merged with him. I kind of focus on helping others out rather than my business stuff because my stuff is, continually going. But I want to, like I always say this, we meet Monday nights from 7 to 8. And I always say this to the people. We don't you know how they say crabs in the barrel, they try to pull you back and pull you down.
Yeah.
I switched it around and changed it a little bit, and I always say that we them crabs in the barrel trying to pull you out, not bring you down. So that's kind of what what we kind of do, and talk about cybersecurity and getting people started.
Cool. So is it like an education platform? So like if you could take me from the beginning, how do people reach you? Are you finding people that are interested, or are you just like spreading out and just trying to teach people about cybersecurity?
And how are you helping them with the cybersecurity, really? How are you teaching them stuff?
So basically, what we do, we meet people, we just kind of shake hands. We so we go to ODU, we'll meet somebody and say, hey, you interested in cybersecurity? And they be like, yeah, I'm kind of interested. So, check out our program. So we charge them $150. But what we do is we meet Monday nights from 7 p.m. to 8:30, around 8:30 p.m.
Okay.
We tell them what cybersecurity is, what information security is, because there's a difference. Cybersecurity focus on like more the hardware, software part of it. Mm-hmm. But then you got the information security is like trying to make sure nobody don't steal your stuff, essentially. Right. So I try to tell them what the difference is, and then how you get there. So on that meeting, what we do is we have speakers come in, talk about cybersecurity, what they do on a day-to-day. I kind of tell them what I do on my day-to-day. They kind of give them an in on what they need to do, recommend different certifications to help them progress. Because like I said, I try to cover some of the holes that I kind of fell in, and try to cover some of those so they can walk, be a bridge, so they can, cover some of those bases that I don't do.
Thanks.
But anyway, so we focus on getting them to learn cybersecurity and then information security. And then we also have ODU. So we talk to ODU. So with our program, we can just message ODU and like, hey, we got this person that want to get into cybersecurity in your program, the graduate program. Right. We message the people. They don't have to do any applications or anything, no application fees. Send them on over, and they at ODU, just like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's a big deal, because beating the middleman or being a different avenue in or teleport in, like that's kind of crazy. And then you said something about the difference between cybersecurity and information security. Like people hit you with I want to get in tech, and I hit you with
yeah.
Right.
What does that mean, dog? Like, are you gonna fix them? Are you gonna sprite something? Are you gonna create something? Are you gonna manage something? Are you gonna clean up something? Like tech, goddamn, huge.
It is huge. Just so many avenues.
You're finding just two places to specialize in, right? Mm-hmm. That's a big deal, because those two places can get you in a lot of doors.
Absolutely,
nice.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So also what we add in too is, all right, so within the first year with us, if you pass any certifications, we basically pay that back. Okay. So we charge you $150, but say you pass the Security Plus, which is like 380, 360 around there.
360, I know.
Right.
Around 360. All right, within that year, you pass that, we give you the 360 back.
Okay.
That full 360 back. So you get, I don't care how many you get with that year with us, we're going to pay you your money back. So whether it's Security Plus, AWS, anything like that, within that year you pass, because it's an incentive, this gets you to keep going and pressing forward. That's and nice. We pay all of that. We cover all of that.
I should have been called y'all.
That's dope. So
5 fucking tests to go.
So you said 5 times? You tried it 5 times?
5 fucking tests to go, yeah.
What? That's crazy. So you say you meet Mondays at, is that like a spot? Is it like you just meet and like you do like
we
a
on
seminar? Zoom. Okay, that's dope. That's what's up.
Man,
Zoom.
Yeah, and we got like a lot of people. Like we got people on the East Coast, West Coast,
that's dope.
Midwest, and then we got people overseas that join us too. So it's a lot of people that join us too.
How you marketing that thing? You buying ads on Facebook, Instagram, or word of mouth, through some of your other businesses? What's up?
Basically, word of mouth. I'll be honest with you, because I mean we have a website and we on Facebook, but I tell you what, it's just like we go to. So one of the guys, the founder I work with, he just got the ODU 40 under 40. So basically, it's 40 people that's doing stuff in the community that went to ODU and they get an award. So he goes to events like that and then just talk to people, network, and then people come on with us. And then earlier this year we was at the BEA, basically Black Engineer of the Year Award. So basically what they do is they honor Black engineers from different companies, wide range of companies. And then, of course, it's basically a whole week thing, and you socialize and you get people like that. That's how we get people. So,
are you looking for a media agency that covers all the creative tasks that make a business successful? Lucid Perspective produces elegant, high-resolution graphics and logos, high-definition and 4K video, complete with treatment concepts and innovative editing. Lucid Perspective provides photography services such as fashion, advertisements, product or service, and aerial photography. We also help businesses build their brands from the ground up with complete campaigns that will make your business attractive to your target audience. We can bring your brand to the masses with our effective and strategic marketing campaigns to include sales funnels, eye-catching advertisements, breakthrough digital marketing through social media, and other digital avenues. Visit lucidperspective.com today.
How long y'all been doing it?
For 2 years, we've been up since October 2019.
Oh, and that's prime season because like that's when goddamn who was it? It was the contractors, the government contractors. Shit, not Lidos. Goddamn, somebody got the big old. Somebody got a big old government contract.
Microsoft, AWS,
for cybersecurity. So AWS and them, I think it was.
Amazon.
Yeah, that cloud government gent they got.
The JEDI, that was Microsoft. I thought got that.
Right. Microsoft got it, but then AWS was like threw up the flag and was like, yeah. No, so I think they ended up giving them each one of them part of it, and they didn't get neither one of them got the whole thing.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But that's gonna be a whole heap of security jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's a lot of work, but we don't really have no workers. As you can see, they always got jobs. People hiring.
Yeah, this is one of the fields that there's more jobs than people that can fill them. So what you're doing is dope because like there's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that can use this industry is booming and it pays very well. You know, even out the gate, even like entry level is higher than most other industries.
And the barrier to entry isn't as high as it used to be, right? Because they would tell you back then you needed a degree to get in, right? But nowadays, if you got them certs and a little bit of your years experience, you get a chance. And if you get a chance in some place,
it depends though. So like
straight.
Yeah, so there's the whole thing with the whole you can't get experience if you don't get the job, and you can't get the job without experience. Reg, have you been noticing, like, from your students and the people that go through your program, are they dealing with those obstacles, or like are they getting snatched up right after they get the certed up?
To be honest with you, it depends. Okay. So what we've been doing, my partner works with Boeing. Okay. So what we're trying to build is part of that is a pipeline where we kind of like educate, certify them, and then we pass them on to Boeing and let them, hire them as a person, on their team.
Entry level.
Yeah, entry level type stuff, even in their internship. And, if they're good enough, it turns to internship, then they can get a full-time job.
All right.
But what we're trying to do also with CySecSol, we kind of talked about it. Matter of fact, we came to the decision probably like 2 weeks ago, is actually we're going to try to do a contract ourselves. Where we normally would just send people out and, they just join Boeing, and then we really don't get anything other than like, hey, y'all certified this person, or, this a high recruit from y'all. No, we was trying to like be the person where we go get the contracts and they actually work with us and for us. Right. And then, we know that.
So basically Boeing had a position, and instead of y'all giving Boeing in person to fill it, he was like, nah, we gonna fill, y'all give us that position, we'll fill it.
Yep. So basically, like we're kind of like the subcontractor or the contractor. Yeah, under Boeing.
That's dope, and there's so much money in government contracting.
And and I'm sure that's a higher contract than actually even a regular 1099 contractor going and trying to get it.
Yeah, you ain't talking about like 100,000 or something like that. We talking about like millions.
Several positions. Yeah.
Right. Once you get a contract, as you get a $25 million contract. We got bodies to fill it because looking at it, I think we got like maybe 125 people in our program.
And you can fill them decently.
Right. And then, far as that goes, they always, so even if you don't get the contract or, when they're trying to do a contract, they need resumes. They just take people's resume, even if they don't get you, they just got your resume. And then they'll submit it and say, hey, we can get this person, we can get this person, we can get this person. We got 125 of them that we can, submit for this position. So
that's definitely a win-win. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do. Rather than just outsource our people, we're trying to keep them in our program and then,
So you essentially, right. So you can kind of like hire them. They'll be your employees, right?
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
If you have the contract, you fill the jobs, you do the work, you get, you get them hired, you get their salary, and that's what's up. That's dope.
This is definitely a high level conversation because like, most people just probably getting people to do minuscule. I don't want to call them minor, minuscule jobs, right? Like trying to get people to do extra jobs or trying to recreate what they're actually doing, but actually staffing a contract, right? That's a whole different ball game.
Right.
Yep. And then one of the things are like that. If you can be the contract, you can actually put yourself. You can be the owner and put yourself as an employee, and you get paid double because you're the owner and you are employee of whoever you're trying to help out.
Right. And plus the performance of that contract is shit. You better get your ducks in a row and do what the fucking contract says, right?
Right.
Get those deliverables, fucking get this shit right before they can your ass. But that's what's up. Cool. That's dope, man. So when is that going to? Are you actively searching for contracts now, or are you just prepping, getting ready, and then you just gonna go ham on bidding? You know what I mean? And then fill your people, find people.
Yeah. So it's exactly. So essentially, right now we still at LLC. Mm-hmm. So what we're gonna do is once we get squared away, we're gonna create another one, basically called the CySecSol Academy.
Nice.
And we're going to take that and make that the actual training branch of it. And then we're going to take the LLC part and make sure the contracting part of it. So right now, like I said, we still do the training part. We got to create the academy part, make that separate. And then we're going to go after get all our certifications like the SWAM, basically small women and, minority owned business, and then, our owner is a disabled vet. So, nice. And then, you hit all these different things that's kind of set you aside from bidding on so many contracts, and you're not like a small fish in a big pond. It's like they could send it down to that small pond of you and a few others, and you get that contract.
Right.
And they looking to help minorities out. For they get some of them, they have like 8-year contracts. Most of the time they've been going like 1 and then 4 optional. But now they have like those 8-year contracts for this particular group of people.
So eating for 8 years. That's crazy.
Exactly. And then after that we do 8 years, then we might even sell. If somebody want to buy it, we sell out. Work on another business adventure.
I'm just thinking about how many different contracts, government contracts, that are out there for people to take advantage of, but they have no idea about them, right? I was just reading something the other day about, remember I told you Flacs did the $30 billion subsidies for the goddamn...
The chips?
Chips, yeah. So they're paying companies up to $20 million to come and build chips here because they understand the importance of making chips, but that's why it's so much nonsense and tension with Taiwan because they got the largest chip maker in the world, right? So... and getting that contract, man, to build chips, to build a factory, like that'll change somebody's life.
Yeah.
But they give you the money to do it. Like just having the know-how to do something like that. Like y'all guys finding the right contract, bidding in it, and being, in position to take advantage of it. It's gonna change the game.
And then perform. I mean, for real.
And it all depends too. To be honest with you, it's not like they say. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So we got a couple people that they got some connections for us that'll look out for us. People that's we even got people in our program from the military and various areas like that. So when they get out, they join with us and they help us out.
Nice. So what would you say is for somebody who's brand spanking new, don't know shit about shit, is interested, right? They may not know if they want to do cybersecurity or information security or any other type of technical position. How do you gauge a person's interest and then try to steer them in the right direction for maybe what would work best for them? Or do you just is there like a flat type of thing where everybody gets security plus, you start there and then you go, from wherever?
So it really depends. So we got a lot of people that come to us fresh out the gate. They were like, I want to do cyber. But I'm like, all right, you want to do cyber, but you got to do some research on your own, right, to know what cyber security is. And then if they do that, then we move forward. I mean, because cybersecurity is work, so you're gonna have to actually, if you don't know anything, you're fresh out of water. If you ain't got no IT or technical background, then you're gonna fail if you don't go.
It's a huge prerequisite, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like cyber, cyber shouldn't even. I'm gonna say shouldn't, but it's probably shouldn't be for someone's first introduction, like you got to do like the basic shit, like IT, like you saying IT, networking,
help desk first,
basic
Yeah.
computer
Put your ass on the help
peripherals.
desk.
Right. You know what I'm saying? To jump into cyber is like, how you going to secure something and you don't even know what a keyboard is or a mouse or an IP address or all that shit.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy. So like, is there like a lot of disconnect when people come and they may not know all that stuff, or they have to go back and learn so much before they can jump into cyber, or do you try to still wedge them in and find a path for them?
I try to find a path for them, to be honest with you. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Like, if you start from the ground up, like we did from the help desk, you learn a lot of stuff, and it start to click when you get up in, your rankings, and and then, but see, with them, you have to, like, I start with IT fundamentals. That's a book that I normally tell everybody to get, IT fundamentals. So I kind of make it real world scenario when it comes to IT fundamentals and cybersecurity, because you got to think about the two-factor authentication that you get, when you log into your bank account and you get the alert on your phone saying, hey, did you just try to attempt, what's that text code or whatever?
Right.
They doing all these things, but we have to actually put them in their mind, like, hey, you already doing this. You just have to understand the term, right? The terms, and how understand the vocabulary of doing cybersecurity. Like I said, the two-factor authentication, the confidentiality, integrity, availability, how that apply to you. Like confidentiality, you don't want nobody to see your stuff. Mm-hmm. Integrity, you don't want nobody to change your stuff depending on what it is. Like you go to your bank account, you don't want nobody to drain your stuff and have you get at zero.
But they could put more if they want, you know what I'm saying?
Right. See, that's the thing. So, you know what I'm saying? But eventually you spend that money, you might have to pay it back because somebody made an error.
Oh,
you know what I'm
there
saying?
You go. You're right.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah. And then you got availability. You want to make sure you can get to your bank account when it's time to get to your bank account. So I tell them stuff like that so they understand, like when we got stuff going in the news, the data breach, with Target and stuff like that. Hey, we make it real applicable to your life and how that affects you. And when you bring it to them like that, then it makes it easier. We try to break it down Barney style, you know what I'm saying, to them, so they understand.
Nice. And that's important because, a lot of people, they just don't know. Like you said, they're living it. They might be participating, but they don't understand the reasons behind some things. And once you connect those dots, then it's like, oh, shit, this is why we do this. You know what I mean? And that's great. That's great for a career. If you want to get into technical cybersecurity, understanding the fundamentals and understanding all that, like you said, fundamental stuff is what can take you and make your career, into the more advancing type of things, because it can get very complex and technical and advanced. And it's way past fun. If you're going past fundamentals, it's crazy. I'm telling you, it is crazy.
Yeah, because you're dealing with the cloud. Like when we first started, we didn't have to deal with no cloud stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we got involved after certain many years.
Yeah.
Our rabbit hole now is probably out of this world. I know sometimes you go down the tech rabbit hole, you be like, bro, how did I even get here?
I know I did. You know what I'm saying? So I did I wanted to be a pen test, right? I want to be an ethical hacker, and I did for 2 years. So basically the 2 years I was in DC, I was doing my job at the Pentagon, and then on my off time, I was just in the book studying OSCP, pen testing, ethical hacking, all this shit. It is so much shit. It's like I learned so much. Like compared to what I know now versus before when I started, it's crazy. But then it got to the point where I'm like, bro, I don't want to do this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much to learn. And it was fun, like rooting a box, or basically rooting a box is when you break into something and you own it, right? So like a machine, a server, or whatever, application, whatever. You do what you got to do, break in. Then you own it, you get root, you get admin, and then it's basically yours. You can make it your bitch, right? So to speak.
Right.
That part is fun, but it takes so long. And, you get frustrated trying to do it. And I'm not trying to take all the time talking about pen testing, but there's so much complex shit. If you're a techie, right, or if you like complex problems, the cybersecurity is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because there's the jargon, there's the culture, there's the people. And I'll be real, a lot of people in cyber are assholes because they're so smart and they just
extreme assholes.
Right. They got they always
they know everything.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna run into assholes in this industry, but most people are nice and sincere or whatever. Right. They're good people. But then every now and then you do get that nerd that knows everything and he's never fucking wrong and he makes sure you know about it. You know what I mean? So
10 times.
Right. I'm just
Remember
venting.
that one time?
I'm just venting my personal experience.
Remember that
like,
one time?
Right. I told you not to do that shit, bitch. But anyway.
Hey, no, but look, I got a question for you, Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's say you got some more advanced people that's in the tech world, right? Who kind of been in they field for a little bit, kind of hopped around, got a little bit of experience. They don't have any certs. What would you suggest for them, or what could you do for them? Because let's take a regular person like me, right? I got maybe about 10, 11 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it take different forms, right? But in the same field, right? Same kind of project. So, what would you do, and why would you suggest they do what you to help them out?
For you per se, I would say, so another thing with ODU, we're starting a program where people that don't have degrees or don't want to go to school for degrees, they actually do certifications. So they will have a boot camp. I would recommend you go to a boot camp that ODU is going to start up. And we suggested that they start up because a lot of people don't want to go to school for the degrees and they just want to get the certification and move on. I would probably have them work with you to get the boot camp. But all the while, you can still come to our 7 to 8:30 p.m. program, and then I'll kind of teach you some stuff of what I do on a day-to-day basis to kind of improve and push you forward in the process.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And also, we also meet with individual people. So I send them a website, and they got different roles and responsibilities related to information security / cybersecurity. They pick what they want to do. I tell them pick maybe 2 or 3. And I build a curriculum for them. Hey, you need to get this certification. You need to look at this book. You need to look at this website. Build that up. Send them a PowerPoint so they have it as a reference point. So if they want to go back and say, hey, man, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. They go back and look at
right
it.
There.
And it's right there. And then they just go, follow the process and go through that. So that's how I know.
Right. So do you suggest people who got years of experience get a cert, or do you suggest just ride the experience wave out?
I would say get the cert because you want to. Old man always told me that you want to be a prostitute. You want to have something to sell. So if you got the experience and the degree and the certification, that make you more marketable. You got to have something to sell. That's what you got to have something to sell.
I missed my tripod. I got 2 or 3, man. Gosh.
Wait, what you got? 2 or 3 what?
I got a degree and some experience, dog. I ain't got no certs. And man, and it haunted me to this day almost. Like when I was in college, the dude, I couldn't stand the teacher, but he was get your degree now, get the cert while you're here now. It's free. Your eyes fresh. Get the cert now. Here it is, 20 years later. I'm looking like you.
So okay.
Look, seeing me smarter than people I'm working for, right? But they got a cert, and I'm looking like can't just buy it. You know what I mean?
So I take it. So you're one of those. You're like a bad tester. Like you know stuff. You know the material. You're just a bad tester.
I would say so, because like some of that stuff that's on the test, right? I was telling you that I failed. I don't see all that stuff every day, but the stuff that I do see, I knock that shit out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I see it so often. Like I'm into that, right? But like some of them switches, man, nah, they ain't. But that's my thing, because I'm like, when I went to the military, they was like, when you shoot a gun, people who's never shot a gun before are better at learning how to shoot a gun than people who shot one before incorrectly. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Like, so that's just my
So
deal.
do you think you're probably like an overthinker? Like, because like I know I can overthink a question, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll read the question, and then there's like 3 interpretations. You could be like, well, if they're talking about this, it could be this. If they're talking about this, it could be this. And then usually, what's they say is usually the first answer you pick is the right one.
Right.
Right. And then if you overthink it, then you change it to the wrong one. So just pick C.
I'm not. I might just not be versed in enough of the fields, right? Because every time I took the test, I got better.
Well, that's good.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
just take
I pride myself being a smart ass. Like, most of us, right? I usually don't fail tests. I don't. If I take a test, I'm gonna pass it, but barely. Man, I bombed these shits, dog. Like, and I was just like,
what you got? Like 10 points out of 100?
Almost, but it's like, I'm like, damn, this ain't even me, dog. Like, this shit crazy.
You gotta keep trying, though.
I tell you what helped me too was I found a guy that do test taking tips, where like most of the time the longest answer is mostly time the correct answer.
Okay.
And then there's like ones you can weave out. Well, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Right. elimination.
Like there's different techniques that you can do to kind of help with that. That will probably boost your score up enough to pass. I think.
Yeah, I was about 75 points off, cause that last time I was like, man, I hate all y'all.
It'd be worse though.
And then look, had to go back to work with the fail paper, like.
and the job pay for it too. They mad at you?
The last two was out my pocket.
Oh damn! Go ahead, take it again, bro. Go and get your certs, man.
I got
Come
3
on,
kids,
man.
dog. I got 3 kids under 5. What the fuck you talking about?
I feel you. That's what's up. So Reg, so with your people, do you have a high passing score, or like do your people pass, or like if they fail, do you help them take it again, or how does that work?
No, generally speaking, if you pass, we just pay for it. But if we be honest with you, I don't think we haven't had anybody fail. I would say.
Oh shit, Reg! There you go, King. That's you right there.
Fail, man.
I should have been called blood.
We never actually had anybody that come to us and fail, because like we don't had a couple people pass Security Plus, of course, and then AWS is one of the ones we recommend, and they passed. So nobody has actually came, unless they just didn't want to like tell us.
Right.
But I haven't had anybody come to us like, hey man, I failed it, man. I suck or nothing like that.
Right.
You know.
I'm a man. They ain't scared to tell you I failed. God damn.
There you go. I hooked you up, King Arthur. You gonna pass all your certs now.
I definitely need to call him, because man, I'm good up here working, but it's like I probably could be gravy right now, but it's all right.
So that's what's up. So King, what are you are you in programming or coding or something? What are you in?
SQL database, dog. So.
Oh, okay, database. That's AWS, so that could be AWS type.
Nah, kind of, but not really.
Okay.
Probably deal with big data.
Yeah, data science is probably the next move.
No. Yeah, big data certification. They got some big data certification with AWS.
Nice.
Okay. I mean, if you ain't in security, I mean, you could go with AWS. I mean, Security Plus is like the minimum.
Yeah.
I tell my people to get. But if you're not doing that and you're not doing security, I would go with if you're dealing with cloud, I would go AWS or even Azure. But AWS is farther along. I say AWS is more marketable than Azure at this point.
Yeah, I do just Azure in my last spot, on my own time, but I like that a little bit.
Yeah.
What I was about to say, I forgot. Go ahead, Frank.
I was gonna say, people, since the cloud has been, over the past 5-10 years been blowing up, people have been telling me to do AWS, and for me, it's like, okay, you're just taking a data center, a server farm, whatever, and you're taking it away from the company, and you're outsourcing all that shit to Microsoft or Amazon or whatever. And I'm like, at one point, are people going to get sick of that shit and then pull the shit back down? You know what I mean? And bring it back in-house. Because I get, when it comes to doing it in-house, there's a lot of money in building your shit out and maintaining it and managing it. Is it really, and I ask you, I guess maybe, I'm not sure if you do or not, but is it actually cheaper to just outsource your entire infrastructure to Amazon and Microsoft? Or do you think in the future everyone's going to start pulling their shit back for whatever reason? Maybe whatever. I don't know. Something happens and they're like, all right, I'm going to bring my shit back to me.
I think it's going to be a trend. Is it like stuff always happens, like history repeats itself?
Right.
So right now we outsourcing our stuff. And I think it's going to come a time, I don't know, it might be 20 years from now, and it might be just the way the world might flow in the future. But it might come back to where, hey, man, it's going to get to the point where Amazon might have data breaches and Azure going to have data breaches and stuff like that. And they'll be like, man, I'm going to just keep all my stuff. So it might come to that point, but for the time being, I don't see that, because AWS is, be honest with you, is really cheap.
It's cost effective. Yeah,
it's like when you paying for time is like 0.01 cent, and then it just add up from there. So it's real cheap. Now I did get Azure and AWS certs, because I got 12. I won't name them all. I do got 12 certifications.
Let's go. What's your certs, bro?
I don't remember them all, but I got a lot. I got 4 AWS and Azure. So I got the AWS practitioner, which is the baseline one, and then I got the AWS architect, basically building it out, and then I got Azure, the basic one, the foundational one, and then I got the Azure security one. Now, in my day-to-day job, I really don't use it, to be honest with you. because I really ain't been an architect. I'm still like an ISSO, Information System Security Officer.
Right.
At this point. So I know the technology, but as far as me doing the technical work, I don't do it. But it's good to know when somebody comes to your problem, hey, we have an issue with this, well, I can just spit out, hey, did you try this? Or something like that. So it helps into helping the people or the contractor do their job. But to be honest with you, I don't use it that much.
Nice. Yeah, that was my issue. I'm like, AWS, like, and at that time I was trying to do the OSCP to freaking be a super hacker. You know what I'm saying? But I since fell off for that. Now I'm on RMF. You know what I'm saying? CNA used to be called CNA. RMF. It's just, it's management security, securing the organization from a top level on down. So yeah, people hate us. People hate me. They don't really hate me.
When you need a quick cut, yet you're tired of waiting in crowded barbershops or beauty salons, then download the Cuddy app for the fastest and most convenient way to connect with a professional hair care provider. We offer an on-demand service of mobile professionals ready to provide you with a fresh cut or new hairdo. Why is Cuddy app so great? It saves you tons of time, and it also helps many hair care professionals still experiencing a loss of income from COVID. This app is the best option for whether you're new to the area, if you're unable to travel, running late for appointments, etc. Whatever the reason may be, you can count on Cuddy app to provide you with the convenience you need from a long list of professionals. Download the Cuddy app today.
Hey bro.
What's up?
When I left the military, I thought I would never hear so many acronyms in my life. Man, y'all was just spitting. Y'all was just spitting shit out.
Yeah, it is. IT, cybersecurity is freaking acronyms.
I was like, I thought all the fucking time.
But it's a good field.
I got a question for y'all. What y'all know about IoT? Internet of Things.
It ain't secure. Nobody's secure. I mean, I don't know about nowadays, but nobody's securing shit. They just throwing shit out there.
So, I use it, but I don't. Like I said, I use it, but it's not secure. Like I said, I got the whole Nest and all that stuff covering the thermostat and the cameras and all that stuff.
Word.
It's convenient. Now, is it secure? I just don't know. It's not secure. I just don't think people have enough time or take the time to actually hack it.
So this is the. Go ahead. My thing was like with IoT is like companies that, IoT is like a new market thing, right? They're like, oh, let's put an IP address on this. They put IP addresses on shit that don't need IP addresses. I got a refrigerator. I didn't want it. She knows this. She wanted the Samsung refrigerator with the screen and it connects to the internet and all that shit. I was like, babe, what? Our refrigerator don't need an IP address. Why are you doing this to me? But we got it and it's got issues. But anyway, they're just putting IP addresses on everything, making it connect to your Wi-Fi, flooding your fucking network, and none of it is secure. The more devices you put on a home network, the less secure it is, because there's all type of you introducing all avenues of entry and exit and all this.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate actually, because I was gonna say with some businesses, right, implementing a cloud or like a little Nest right inside their warehouse to where they can track things, right. So I was on a job and I was like literally going in that shit and like hand writing down barcodes. I'm like, this don't make sense. Why don't you, put a tracker on this shit, and every time it leave this particular place, you able to track it, right? Or have some able to change who has it and who's, track who has it, where they're taking it to and stuff like that, all while in here having, so stuff like that is beneficial for a business. And what you were saying earlier, right? What if they start bringing down their own infrastructure out of the AWS, right, and having control over it? You know what I mean? So if they're able to keep it secure like AWS and still have the little Nest inside of warehouses, right, on the planes, right, on whatever vehicle they got inside their area, you know what I mean? It'll be it just makes sense to me when I first seen IoT, and I was like, man, this shit might be kind of different. That's what made me ask y'all.
Yeah, and I think it's always this fine line of features and security. Like you want to have the features, but it minimizes or the security on those things. So if you got more devices, like Frank, like you were just saying, it increases your attack surface, and it gives people more ways into your network. So I guess it all depends. As a matter of fact, we was looking into a refrigerator too, like that. My wife was looking for one, right. So we looking into it. Think about ordering probably next week, but yeah,
Bro,
we looking into that too.
I got a my network, right? I got a hardware firewall. I have there's so much shit in this house with an IP address. I don't even know. I'll look at my network table. I know most of what everything is there, and I'll just click on something. I'll see the MAC address or whatever, and I'll be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, lamp, nigga.
Yes. Then I'll look at, you look at the first few of the thing and then try to see what the manufacturer. Then there's some motherfucker in China, or Korea, some shit. I still don't know what the fuck it is. Like, you didn't really help me. So I don't know what's going on here. But we're techies, like you said, we got Nest, we got security cameras, we got fucking Roku, we got all this shit, and it's just everything is fucking connected. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing the best I can. I feel like this is probably a good scenario for like a company that goes and secures homes. Like if you got a lot of IoT devices, your shit ain't secure, especially again, if you add more devices, your attack surface is larger. That would be dope, but people don't care for real. Like until they get hacked or something happens that originated from their house, they're probably gonna be like, I don't need to pay for this. It's like ADT, you pay ADT security, and nobody breaks in your house. Like, why are you paying for it? So I don't know.
That's why they started saying motherfuckers are breaking in your house.
Yeah.
Right.
So, that's the thing, man. Like I don't see people just when you were doing Kali Linux, people just drive around the house and try to get your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Right. People ain't doing that stuff like that no more. They ain't really trying to attack people's houses. They going for after the big dollars. True. They attacking Target, Walmart, those type people because they got millions and millions of dollars. Us poor people, considered, when you think about it, they ain't really trying to come to our house and track our Wi-Fi and stuff like that.
That's true.
You know what I'm
saying?
That's
thank
true.
God we live in America. Shit.
But at the same time, it's also, that's true. But at the same time, if I were to be a target of a nation state, right, an APT, I'm like, what's it called? What's the saying? I don't know, a duck and whatever. I don't know, a fucking dead duck.
A sitting duck?
Sitting duck, yeah. Because like with all this, they could be like, oh, he got a Samsung refrigerator. Oh, boom. Here's the module. So
what they gonna do?
Here's
hack your shit and order some milk for you?
I don't know. I hope they go in my bank account and drop off some M's, some millions. But yeah, IoT. When you asked about IoT, I really hate it. I tried to reduce our shit, but it ended up being more. So yeah.
Because you lost control. You let the internet control you. Let the devices control you. You're a fucking cyborg now.
Pretty much, bro. I'm just freaking.
I'm surprised you ain't got a goddamn sensor in your little action figure at the top back there.
I might. I don't even know. Something over there got an IP address. I don't even know. So CySecSol. So what's next for y'all? Like, how are you guys growing? Like, is there plans to expand, franchise out, or just grow the team, grow the staff?
Well, like I was telling you, like I said, we're trying to do the academy part, and then we're trying to do actual the contracting part. What's coming up October 8th at ODU, we got a cybersecurity conference. So we're gonna have people come in like Boeing and speak, and then we have another guy that's gonna talk about resumes. So it's kind of like a social event, kind of talking about cybersecurity, getting people come in. ODU is gonna be hosting it, like I said, October 8th, which is Cybersecurity Month. If you didn't know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
October. They got a Cybersecurity Month. Look at that.
Yeah, October.
Yeah, October is Cybersecurity Month. So
only a nerd know that, dog. So.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of other conferences going on at that time. But yeah, we're gonna have ours at ODU October 8th. I don't know if you know, but my daughter actually passed in June.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that. Wow.
Yeah, she was 23. She had sickle cell disease.
Wow.
Sickle cell disease, I don't know if y'all know, is like the blood cells form seed and the blood can't really come through. But every year we're gonna start. Last month we had a basketball game to honor her, and what we're gonna do is we got about $2,000 from the proceeds, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a scholarship. They named a scholarship after her.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is for any student that's finished 1 year of school, that's going back to school after their first year, next year we're gonna award them a minimum of $1,000 towards their school. So that's what we're gonna.
That's big.
Yeah. So every July we're gonna try to do an annual basketball game to honor her. We got jerseys and everything. To give out to that student that's gonna keep going forward.
Nice. And that's at ODU?
Oh, that's actually in Franklin, back home.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Because I used to play on the basketball team, and one of my coaches is actually part of our executive team on CySecSol. So he opened up the door for us last month for us to come in. So we're gonna try to do it annually to keep the fundraising going and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, let me know about that. Let me know. I'll definitely come through. I can't play for shit, but I'll be in the stands.
I'm about to ask you, still getting buckets?
Nah. My knees don't work like that.
Yeah, I actually play in the league, man. 35 and up. In Elizabeth City, North Carolina. We play every Tuesday from either 7:15 to 8:15 or 8:15 game. And it's like 6 other teams, everybody 35 and up. It's slow break. So when I say slow break, that means like it's 20-minute halves. So when it gets to 5 minutes, you can run. But slow break is the other team got to have 3 people back on defense before you can fast break.
Okay.
So, everybody, they older guys like 60 years old.
I used to hoop back in the day too. I won't know beast probably like Reggie here, but goddamn, I would play at the rec, and there was this old dude named Bill. Man, Bill had the most lethalest 15-foot I've ever seen, boy. That shit. He had to been a good 78, cuz. He was pushing 80, but that boy had that goddamn ratchet.
Where at?
I played down in Great Neck, Virginia Beach.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So, but I ain't. But the thing, I'm older now. I got kids. When I ain't played in so long, I ain't scared to go out there. But I'm ready to go out there. But it's like
you gotta stretch, man. Stretch.
I'm still active, but basketball active is a whole.
Yeah.
You know what
I tell you what, man. I used to not. As you get older, you learn different things. I stretch now, and I feel better. When I'm playing. That just comes with age. But I iced the knees. I ain't no shame in my game. I iced the knees for 30 minutes. Drink cherry juice right after the game, build my immune stuff back up. Hey man, it's all like LeBron, man. He paid $500,000 on his body, so he keeps it going. He been playing that long, so you gotta take care of your body, man.
That's fact,
facts. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Frank, I ain't gonna tell you, get your ass in there. Goddamn, he got his whole gym in the house.
I
ain't
do.
even go in on him tonight. Look.
What?
I know, bro. My wife is in there. I be watching like, you doing great. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's motivating me to get in there, and I'd be like,
no, it ain't.
As soon as you finish, I'm gonna go in there. But then I go do something else.
Work on the yeah, your health is well, Frank.
I need you right, man. I know, bro. I need to. Matter of fact, after this, I'm gonna do 30 minutes. I'm gonna do 30 minutes. I'm gonna document it and I'm gonna post it. All right.
Matter of fact, we're gonna do episode 16.5, and I guarantee you.
What?
He ain't gonna have no hours in.
You gonna get him on the treadmill, man?
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it today.
I want pictures.
I'm gonna do video.
I want pictures, nigga. I don't care.
Don't put no water on your head, man. Until you've been running for 30 minutes.
All right, so sprinkle some water. Act like I'm sweating.
He gonna pour it through. He gonna throw it through his head.
No, for real. No cap. 30 minutes after this, I'm gonna hit the treadmill. Just 30 minutes.
You ain't got a lot of us, right?
I'm gonna post it and I'm gonna tag y'all when I post it. But yeah,
right.
No, you gotta stay healthy.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. So yeah, you're doing big things, man. You helping the community. You making a difference. You know what I'm saying?
One more question for y'all. One more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you suggest for the young people who want to get into tech? Right. So, my company now views we do tech, computer literacy. Right. We were first doing basic typing skills, introduction to computer language, stuff like that. But goddamn, after COVID, things happen. Switching it up. We're going drones, 3D printing, more advanced technology, right? For the younger folks, because it's time for them to understand that these things are out here and they're moving at an exponential rate. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So what kind of advice would you give to people, younger folks that want to get into tech?
I would say take all the classes that they have at school, like the keyboarding, the accounting, all of those. I took all of those, and they helped me a lot. So I would definitely take those. And then after that, if you're going to graduate, then I would say actually do some YouTubing, because YouTube has a lot of stuff up there you can do. They got Professor, I want to say, Messier, whatever his name is.
Yeah. He's classic.
And he has a lot of stuff. I mean, they on YouTube, they on their phones anyway, so you might why not learn something educational that's going to help you build your future. So I would say, yeah, definitely like YouTube or any other free programs that they have. There's a lot of free stuff out there. Cyberry.it is one of them.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I use.
Pluralsight.
Yep.
What particular industry would you get into? Like big science, data scientist, cybersecurity, infosec?
I would say IT first, learning like how could audio, video, that type of stuff work. If something wrong with your computer, do we need more RAM, CPU, those type things, those basic stuff. And then I would go, I still want to do cybersecurity or information security, then pair off from there. Because like you said, it's a big pool. And you can go one way or another. You can go hardware, software, or you can just work on the digital information side. Right. So it all depends on the person. And if you, of course, you got to stick to it. Like anything, you got to stick to it. Be consistent, like a relationship with your woman or your girl. You want consistency, and that's how they want consistency. If you send that text every morning, 6 a.m. or 7, they looking for it.
And you set the precedent, and you're done.
Right, you set the tone, and that's just how it is, man. Right. And that's how you got to carry it across the board. And like I said, if I always tell people, like Frank, I was about to tell you, you got to learn about being uncomfortable. Right. Comfortable with being uncomfortable. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when they put you in that uncomfortable situation, hey, you handle it and then you just move forward.
I ain't have a choice. I'm like gonna throw up, fucking turn green and pink. He's talking about a story before we started recording about when I went to the Pentagon. Like my first day at the Pentagon, I wasn't even there 5 minutes and they telling me I gotta brief these the commander and the chiefs, masters and all. I got to brief a room full of these high authority figures in less than 2 hours. And I had just finished moving for a week. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even been to the Pentagon. It's my first day. And I'm like, what? I got to brief who in 2 hours? Yeah, it was crazy. So
that's how you got to be. Learn about being uncomfortable with comfortable. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah, well, don't kill you, make you stronger.
That's exactly.
That's what they said, bitch. I'm hurt. No, I'm straight.
That's what's up, man. But this is a dope show. We appreciate you coming through.
Married out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man.
Definitely. Keep me posted on events. Keep me posted on October 8th, the cybersecurity conference. Let me know any way I can help. Let me be an asset. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me. Think about it.
Finish a commercial with the show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, do all that.
Appreciate y'all.
Let me know.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll catch you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all have a good evening. Sign off.
All right. You
appreciate it.
Yo, this is Bunee Flacs, one half of the podcast Figuring Shit Out. I want to talk about the blueprint. It's the Build Business Credit in 90 Days by BizPro HQ. It's definitely a dope guide. We all know that business credit is very important when you're starting a business, or maybe you have an existing business and you're trying to get it off the ground. You may not have cash capital, but you need to get some type of working capital. This guide will help you build your business credit in just 90 days. I got it myself. I applied it to a couple of businesses that I have. To be honest, some of the things I was doing already, but then there was a whole other group of things that I had no clue about if it wasn't for this guide. It's got simple steps, very easy to understand, very easy to follow through. Breaks it down, tells you what to do, what not to do. It is definitely a dope asset to have. If you want this guide, go to www.bizprohq.com. It's right there on the homepage. Go ahead and get your copy. Also, on the Figuring Shit Out podcast, we have the CEO and owner of BizPro HQ, Larima Davis. She dropped mad gems about building business credit, starting your own business, and just talking about what her company can do for you. And then hit up the link, get your guide. Thank you guys for your time. Check that out.